In the intricate web of human relationships, few dynamics are as perplexing as those involving narcissists. At first glance, the idea that narcissists never forget you might seem exaggerated, yet a closer examination reveals a startling truth. Their memories are often keenly attuned to the people who have crossed their paths, especially those who have impacted them in significant ways. This phenomenon can be disconcerting for many who have had close encounters with narcissists, whether as romantic partners, friends, or even family members. The reasons behind this phenomenon are complex and rooted in the very essence of what it means to be a narcissist. To begin with, narcissists possess an unusually inflated sense of self-importance. This grandiosity is not merely a personality trait. It's a fundamental aspect of their identity. Narcissists see the world through a lens that centers on their own needs, desires, and experiences. Consequently, anyone who enters their lives, particularly those who engage with them emotionally or challenge their worldview, becomes part of their narrative. This narrative is not just a collection of experiences. It's a tool for maintaining their self-image and the fragile self-esteem that often lurks beneath the surface of their bravado. One of the key reasons narcissists never forget you lies in their constant need for validation and admiration. When someone challenges or threatens their self-image, whether through criticism, the end of a relationship, or even indifference, it leaves a lasting impression. This threat may provoke a reaction that causes narcissists to obsess over the individual, replaying memories and interactions in their minds as they seek to understand what went wrong. In this context, the person becomes an essential part of their ongoing internal dialogue, representing not just a relationship but a challenge to their self-perception. Furthermore, narcissists are notorious for their selective memory. While they might forget mundane details about others or dismiss the feelings of those around them, they tend to remember interactions that feed their ego or provoke strong emotions. This means that if you have ever stood up to a narcissist or refused to give them the attention they crave, your actions are likely etched in their memory. You become a symbol of resistance, a reminder of their vulnerability, and a point of fixation that they cannot easily dismiss. In this sense, the narcissist's memory operates not as a record of interpersonal connections, but as a catalog of threats and challenges to their inflated self-image. This obsessive quality can take on many forms. For instance, after a breakup or falling out, a narcissist may engage in what's known as hoovering, the act of trying to suck someone back into their orbit. They might reach out under various pretenses, using charm, manipulation, or even guilt to regain control. This behavior stems from their inability to let go of someone who has impacted them deeply, especially if that person has the potential to undermine their self-esteem. Each attempt to reconnect is driven by the desire to reestablish dominance, to reclaim the narrative that has been altered by the relationship's end. Moreover, narcissists are often skilled at rewriting history. They can distort memories, emphasizing their perspective while downplaying the experiences of others. This selective recollection allows them to maintain a sense of superiority, casting themselves as victims or heroes in their own stories. However, this rewriting does not mean they forget. Rather, they reframe memories to suit their needs. The people involved in these stories, especially those who have posed challenges, are never fully forgotten. They remain as footnotes in the narcissist's ongoing saga, important enough to be recalled but manipulated enough to fit the desired narrative. Another layer to this phenomenon is the way narcissists engage with social media and other digital platforms. In today's world where our lives are often played out online, narcissists can keep tabs on former partners, friends, or anyone who has crossed their path. They may obsessively check profiles, looking for updates that reinforce their sense of superiority or validate their feelings of inadequacy. The digital age has made it easier than ever for narcissists to monitor the lives of those who have affected them, perpetuating their fixation and enabling them to remain part of your narrative, whether you want them to be or not. Additionally, the emotional aftermath of a relationship with a narcissist can leave significant scars on their victims. The pain, confusion, and trauma often lead individuals to seek closure, answers, or even the restoration of their sense of self. In contrast, the narcissist may remain untouched by the emotional turmoil they've caused. Their lack of empathy allows them to move on more swiftly than their victims, who grapple with the consequences of their interactions. This disparity creates a dynamic where the narcissist may remember the other person more vividly as a representation of their influence, while the victim struggles to disentangle themselves from the emotional web that has been spun. Understanding why narcissists never forget you can also reveal insights into their underlying fears and insecurities. Beneath the facade of confidence and grandiosity, many narcissists harbor deep-seated fears of inadequacy and abandonment. The memory of someone who has challenged their self-image can serve as a constant reminder of these vulnerabilities. By clinging to the memories of these individuals, narcissists attempt to manage their anxiety about their self-worth and the possibility of being alone or rejected. This dynamic can make interactions with narcissists particularly intense and tumultuous, as they oscillate between idealization and devaluation, forever seeking validation while simultaneously fearing the loss of control. Furthermore, it's important to note that narcissists are not a monolithic group. They exist on a spectrum. Some may exhibit overt narcissism, characterized by loud, attention-seeking behaviors, while others may display covert narcissism, marked by a more subtle, passive-aggressive approach. Regardless of the type, the tendency to hold on to memories of those who have had a significant impact on their self-esteem remains consistent. This means that whether you were a source of admiration or a target of their insecurity, your presence is likely to linger in their mind long after the relationship has ended. In examining these dynamics, we can also see how they manifest in various types of relationships. In romantic contexts, for instance, a narcissist may idealize a partner initially, showering them with affection and attention. However, once the partner begins to assert their own needs or boundaries, the narcissist may flip the script, casting them as the villain. This leads to a complex interplay where the partner becomes a pivotal figure in the narcissist's story, fueling their need for validation, even as they attempt to diminish that person's importance. The emotional roller coaster can be exhausting for both parties, with the narcissist perpetually caught between admiration and resentment. The lingering impact of a narcissistic relationship can also extend to friendships and familial bonds. Friends may find themselves grappling with the emotional fallout of a narcissistic connection, struggling to reconcile the good times with the manipulation and control they experienced. Family members may feel the strain of living with a narcissistic relative, often caught in a cycle of conflict and chaos. In both cases, the memories of the interactions can remain vivid, serving as a reminder of the complexities and challenges that come with narcissistic personalities. Ultimately, the idea that narcissists never forget you speaks to the intricate dance of memory, identity, and emotion. For narcissists, relationships are not simply about connection. They are a means to reinforce their self-image, validate their existence, and navigate their fears of inadequacy. The individuals who intersect with their lives become pivotal players in their ongoing narrative, imprinted in their memories as reflections of their own insecurities and desires. For those who have encountered narcissists, the experience can be both enlightening and disheartening. Understanding the reasons behind this obsessive quality can help victims reclaim their narratives and find closure. It's essential to recognize that while narcissists may remember you, it does not diminish your value or identity. Instead, it highlights their challenges and struggles, allowing you to move forward with a clearer sense of self. In the end, the complexities of narcissistic relationships offer profound insights into human behavior and the ways we connect, struggle, and grow. By unpacking the reasons why narcissists never forget you, we can better navigate our own relationships, fostering a deeper understanding of ourselves and others in this intricate dance of life. So while narcissists may indeed hold on to memories of those who have crossed their paths, it is crucial to remember that you have the power to write your own story, one that transcends their need for validation and control.
Why do narcissists feel bad about leaving you? Why do other people want to hurt you? Hello, wonderful fans. We're glad to have you back on our service. We're very grateful that you came to see us today. We've planned an interesting talk around the question of why narcissists feel bad about what they've done and want you back. You can jump right in. The goal of this video is to both educate and inspire viewers. Narcissists often wait until it's too late to see how valuable other people are. After putting you down and ignoring you, their re-evaluation and wish for reconciliation can be confusing. Empaths often make people re-evaluate things. Narcissists have a hard time understanding how important real connections are, so they find it interesting when other people can relate to them. Narcissists often think they are not vulnerable to criticism and have a skewed view of their own worth. To the other hand, we try our best not to hurt other people because love and kindness drive us. Unfortunately, toxic people who do bad things to others are prevalent, and we often end up with them. Empaths, on the other hand, stand out because they are caring and easy to relate to. It may be normal for us to focus on empathy after a painful rejection in the hopes of bringing our feelings back to life. We are different from everyone else because we are very good at understanding and judging others. As you heal and accept yourself after a breakup, the narcissist stays out of the way and watches as your worth rises again. They remember how valuable you are and are charmed by the unique things about you. They might think about how close you two were and compare you to the person they're with now. Narcissists may be honest about their flaws in relationships, but when they think about themselves, they usually don't think about things in depth. For them, everything is just a game. They might try to get in touch with you after they understand what they did wrong, even if it's hard. This is especially true if you've already begun to heal and shut the door on them. Even after you block them, they still can't stop thinking about you and even start following your social media accounts with different, sometimes fake, names. They keep an eye on what you do online, like friends checking in on you. Because it's become a habit, they long for a meeting that can't happen. Remember that the ego is about to get a nasty surprise as soon as the door shuts. Remember that they can always come back if you let them back into your life. They will think about how valuable you are again while going on their journey. It is very important to strictly follow a no-contact strategy and stop all communication. Avoid making them feel good when you're with them and keep your interactions with them bad. You shouldn't give positive encouragement. There are times when closure feels very important, but sometimes all it takes is a few words to end a connection. Speaking your mind easily in the last few days of a relationship is a great way to end it, based on my own experience. The narcissist will always be judging your worth because they see you as an unfulfilled dream that they want to bring back to life. Toxic people will not be able to hurt you if you stick to your limits and keep working on your healing. It is very important to keep your mind and heart tough. They can't get back in if the door is tightly shut, which speeds up their evaluation. You become their hero, and they fear losing you, but they already have to. Scroll down to read stories about people who tried to get in touch with each other after at least 10 years. I've been told about short meetings that cause people to talk years later. We have energy that can't be found anywhere else because we are empaths and the chosen ones. You can really get their attention when they're stuck and can't go anywhere else. You become what they're interested in and addicted to on social media. Not long ago, my narcissist tried to go too far and start abuse. I talked about this in details in one of my videos. Because you have such a strong effect on them, they want any extra attention you might give them. Hearing your voice makes them feel better, even if it's through a fake profile or a call from someone they don't know. They review your worth because you are rare, even though they do strange things. It will help you get over a breakup faster if you keep up with your healing and work on your self-esteem. This change has been seen by many people, including myself. You are not alone, and the pain and suffering will not hold you back. You will have new chances to learn new things, maybe even in other countries, while you are still in the early stages of healing and rebuilding your self-esteem. Without the ego in my life, I would not have reached this important goal. While the ego thinks about the past, you can boost your own worth by starting new businesses and getting through tough times. They look at your social media and other sites to see how you've changed since you left them. It breaks their hearts to think about it, but they don't do anything. They keep changing how they act to fit in with their partner and make it look like they have new interests. Your true growth shows that you are who you say you are. Don't forget that good things are still being said about you. Even when they are by themselves, the narcissist keeps thinking about these things. Increasing your value should be your first goal. To learn more about narcissistic behavior, you can do a lot of different things, such as academic study and real-life experience. I need to understand narcissists by entering their thoughts. On YouTube, I told a unique story about my experience with narcissists, which is different from how some channels show them. Even though they tried to get back in touch with me many times, I stood strong because I knew they felt bad about what they had done. That explains why the time was off. You might start getting calls in the middle of the night from their new partner. If you want to really hurt their selfish ego, block them, change your number, and stop talking to them. That's the plan. If you want to know how to catch and shame a narcissist, please watch my movie. But remember that you have worth at all times. No matter when you get your essence, from God or the universe, it is special. What makes you stand out in a group of 100 people is not how you look, but how much energy you have. Your unmatched energy is what drives this site forward. Empaths are naturally good at building strong relationships with others. But when they try to be like a narcissist, they often get turned down for the first time. Because of a miracle, we help them with their trash disposal. As soon as the narcissist starts talking to us, their low self-esteem shows through their act. It is very important to tell the difference between how a narcissist really feels about themselves and how they think they are better than other people. The narcissist sees how much they've taken for granted during the discard phase. This is when things start to change. When they realize how much they've lost, they begin to look up to you after going through the trash. Most of the time, this understanding comes after breaking up with someone or throwing something away. This understanding would have come more easily if the employee had been let go early. Making space between them helps them quickly accept the results of their deeds. If they were the ones who turned you down, they might even feel free and happy when you cut them off. Once they see how different you are from their new partner, they move on to the appraisal step. Know how unique you are and be thankful for all the good things in your life. At this point, you've done a lot to deal with the narcissist. There is a prize for all your hard work. You have no idea when they will show up again, just like I do. I may not have been happy with the narcissist, but I did find love again, though not in a sexual way. Because of the terrible mistake I made before, I am very picky about who I let into my life. We've all been lonely at some point, but I hope you don't make the same mistakes because of it. Don't forget to take care of yourself while you're focused on getting better and going on with your life. This is a strong force that could do great things if focused on health, business, sports, or other hobbies. They will be shocked at how much value you have gained as you start to put yourself back together. Your goal should be to become impossible to break. We need to raise the bar, even though we've done so before to make room for narcissists. This time around, we only want the most amazing people to come into our lives through relationships. There is no way to settle for less. It's not a good idea to get back into a relationship before you're fully fixed. We've been through it ourselves and know that getting better after being abused takes time. It's not flat, and it doesn't rain or have rainbows. It is made up of a series of hills and valleys instead. It's important to remember that this is not our fault, even if the scars from narcissistic abuse never fully heal. There was nothing wrong with us. We were just lucky enough to meet someone who needed our love and kindness, and that was enough to destroy the narcissist. Our evaluation process starts over when we get better at things that the narcissist can't do. Even if you don't say anything or get in touch for weeks after the discard, they may change their mind about how valuable you are. If you try to fix the link by getting in touch, the dynamics will change for good. Don't worry about anything. It's normal for people to respond this way. Even though they have done a lot of study on human behavior, our resilience often surprises them. We are stronger and more capable now that we've been through these difficulties. When we move on after making a mistake, we become better people. Allow them to be sad about your leaving and carefully compare you to others, as they are unique, and they will finally understand this. They won't meet anyone else like you. It's not a surprise that they're looking for another psychic since they didn't value having one early on in the relationship. The pictures they kept showing of their ex probably made them think of us all the time, which irritated them. They didn't value us then, and they won't until the relationship ends. I totally agree that being apart does make things easier. As you pull away from other people, take a more in-depth look at your spiritual, physical, mental, and healing growth. For narcissists, this re-evaluation is terrible. Hold on to your resolve and keep going while you heal and grow. Have faith in the process and know that God has a reason for the split. The universe worked together to free you from self-centered ties. You can start over at any time. It was talked about how the father of a member finally found love in his 70s after being with a narcissist for 20 to 30 years. They are now having a great time traveling the world together. Don't see your time with the narcissist as lost years. Instead, see it as a time to improve your mind. It has made us stronger, helped us think more clearly, and given us a better sense of how complicated things work. We will always be judged and adored by narcissists,